Okay, good morning, everybody. Praise be to the Lord. We're going to continue with our reading class. Okay, and we're going to start to read our story about We Were Two. So let's go to your book and let's go to the page number 450, right on your book, because we're going to start to read this story, right? And then we're going to do some activities with that. Okay, let's go to read the story. Hmm. Okay, let's see. Fatima, can you start to read, please?
Joseph Bloom Martin. And
Read
how
the
I
hearing, please.
oh, we were there too by Philip Hughes. Joseph Bloom Martin. And now I was a soldier. Milford, Connecticut, 1775. Joseph Bloom Martin was a tall, strong, hard-working, but who grew up on his grandparents' farm in Connecticut. So he never went to school. He managed to write one of the best diaries of the Revolution War. Joseph Martin forced the metal plow deep down into the soil while his grandfather walked alongside, guiding the horse that pulled it. It was a fresh April morning, a perfect planting day. Suddenly the silence was broken by the sound of bells and gunshot in Milford. Joseph drove the plow and dashed into town, his grandfather pulling behind as fast as he could. A crowd was gathered in front of the tavern where an express ride from New Haven shouted news of 3 days before. There had been a bloody battle in Concord, Massachusetts. Many were dead soldiers were now. A silver dollar was the reward for anyone who would enlist in the American Army and march up to New York to join General Washington.
Okay, thank you, Fatima. Thank you, very good. Okay, let's see. In this part of the story, we're going to start to read about Joseph Plum Martin. Okay, if you see in the top of the page, there is a heading that he said, and I quote, "The smell of a war began to be pretty strong." That is one phrase he said, and I know I was a soldier. Okay, we have an introduction from here in the story. When he born Milford, Connecticut, or where he said these things in Milford, Connecticut in 1775. So we have a little introduction about him. About Joseph Plum Martin was a tall, strong, hard-working boy who grew up on his grandparents' farm in Connecticut. Though he never went to school, he managed to write one of the best diaries of the Revolutionary War. So, um, how we know about Joseph Plum Martin, about his diary, about his writings on that diary. Okay, let's see one question that I have for you, and I hope you answer. Okay. What phrases, that is the question, what phrases suggest that Joseph and his grandfather are in a hurry to get to town? Quote accurately from the text in your answer. Okay, you can find the answer in the text, in the page of the text. What phrases suggest that Joseph and his grandfather are in a hurry to get to town? Quote accurately from the text in your answer. What do you think?
The plot and dash into town.
Thanks, exactly. That was the answer. That phrases are two. Drop the plow, sorry, and dashed into town. There is one missing. As fast as he could. Indicate all of these three phrases indicate that they are in a rush. Very good, excellent, Roland. Okay, let's continue. Um, let's see, Matute. Continue to read the page 451.
Joseph was only 14, a year too young to enlist. Until that day, his thoughts about soldiering had always been clear. I felt myself to be a real coward. What venture my carcass where bullets fly.
Bullets.
Bullets fly. That will never do for me. Stay at home out of harm's way, thought I. But no friend his age and even younger were scrawling their names and crabbing up those dollars where adults church. Joseph was torn. He had to stay home while his friend marched off to glory, and the thought of a whole silver dollar made the seeds of courage being to sprout. But he needed more. But he needed more time to get used to the idea. 2 months later, he was ready. On June 25, 1776, Joseph slipped away from his grandparents' house and hiked into town. His mind made up to enlist for 6 months, the shortest term possible. When a group of boys he knew saw him coming, they began to taunt him. Come if you will enlist, I will say one. Says one. You have long been talking about it, says another. Come now is the time.
Okay, if you see in this part of the story, only have Joseph only had 14 years when he was enlisted on the army. He thought something important. He thought he doesn't have the wood to be a soldier. Why? Because he thought he was a coward. He was a coward people. He thought that. And said his thoughts about soldiering had always been clear. I felt myself to be a real coward. Le hacía cuscús, le daba miedo. Venture my carcass where bullets fly. Okay. So he was the youngest man to enlist to work or to enlist to the army. If you see in the bottom of the page, in the down of the page, there is some regulars. Unlike militiamen who's volunteered to fight when men were needed, the Continentals or regulars were professional soldiers who got paid to enlist and fight in the army. Continentals and militiamen often fought together in battle. Each continental soldier got assigned to a company of 86 men. 8 companies made up a regiment, also called a battalion. The Continental Army had 26 regiments of foot soldiers, one of riflemen, and one of artillerymen. If you start to understand this part of the story, there is a few people in that army. Because if you have counts 26 regiments, each regiment have only 86 people, right? That is 2,236 person, and didn't count yet the riflemen and one of artillerymen, maybe 86 people more. There is only 2,408 soldiers in total, approximately. 2,400 soldiers against how many? Maybe 10,000, maybe 15,000, maybe 30,000. We don't know yet. But there is only a few people who was in that regiment of Continentals. So let's see. Second question for you. In what ways were the Continentals and the militia the same and different? What do you think? In what ways were the Continentals and the militia the same and different?
Because both have fought in battles and are professionals in that.
Aha, that is um, the same and the different.
Because unlike militiamen who volunteered to fight when men were needed are the Continentals.
So both fought in the same battles. That is the same, as you said, Diego. The only difference was The militiamen were volunteers, and the Continental were paid professional soldiers. What is the meaning? The militia, it's for free. You're a volunteer, okay? You don't have any coin, you don't have any penny about that. No recibe ni un cinco. But the Continentals were professional soldiers and they receive a payment. Okay, let's continue. Page number 452. Catherine Hesale, read it, please.
Hence I to myself, I will not be lulled into it or out of it. I will act my own pleasure after all. So setting myself at the table, enlisting orders were immediately present to me. I took up the pen, loaded it with the fatal charge, made several mimic imitations of writing my name, but took a special care not to touch the paper with the pen until an unlucky friend, who was leaning over my shoulder, gave my hand a strip which caused the pen to make awful scars on the paper. He has enlisted, said he. Well, thought I may as well go. Thought with the business no as not. So I wrote my name fairly upon the indentures. And now I was a soldier, in my name at least. His grandparents were unhappy, but they fit him out. With clothing and musket and powder, his grandmother gave his cheese and cake and stuffed it into his knapsack. He sailed to the New York City to join a Connecticut company. For more than a month, all they did was march in practice battle drills. Joseph's biggest problem was getting used to the food, salt pork or boiled beef, hard bread, and turnips or boiled potatoes.
Potatoes, not potatoes. Okay. How or what can you understand about this? I really understand he started to see everything around him very miserable. Okay. For example, in the part that said, I will not be laughing into it or out of it. I will act in my own pleasure after all. He doesn't care about the other ones. He doesn't care about him. Right? So seating myself at the table and listing orders were immediately presented to me. I took up the pen, loaded with the fatal charge, made several mimic imitations of writing my name, but took special care not to touch the paper with the pen until an unlucky friend who was leaning over my shoulder gave my hand a strike which caused the pen to make awful scratch of the paper. What happened? What happened here? He can read and write because he didn't go to school, right? So someone took his hand Someone took his hand, grabbed a pen, and started to write your name. Do it by yourself. Write your name. My name is Joseph. And that's it. Okay. Who were unhappy in this part of the story? Who were unhappy?
His grandparents.
His grandparents. Of course. Why? Because they doesn't want to go he doesn't want just to go to the war, right? His grandparents were unhappy, but they find him out with clothing, a musket, and powder. A musket is una mosqueta. Y si no saben qué es una mosqueta, es un rifle. Va, es un rifle. And powder. The powder is la pólvora. Okay. En esos tiempos las armas no eran como ahora. Que usted solo le ponía ¿cómo que se llama? Las balas y estuvo, disparaba. No. En esos tiempos metía usted la bala, metía pólvora, metía una varita en la cual tenía que hacer presión, ¿verdad? Para que la bala encajonara. Luego apuntaba y con una mechita que tenían en esos tiempos, o sea, se tardaba unos 5 minutos en meter un balazo. Imagínense estos tiempos con los tiempos de ahora. No, hombre. ¿Cómo sería? O sea, me sale un asaltante a mí con pistola, queriéndome meter un balazo, salgo corriendo y salgo vivo, porque aquel metiendo la balita, metiendo la pólvora, poniendo la varita para que se haga la presión y medio apuntando, yo ya voy lejos. No, no es broma. Así eran las armas en esos entonces. No importaba el arma. Ah, y faltaba encender la mechita y que la mechita, o sea, apuntando y esperar a que la mechita apuntara solo para, y estuvo. Y después quería meter otro balazo, a volver a hacer el mismo proceso. La balita era como un maule, así de redondito. Nosotros esos maules los llamamos boloncas, o no sé cómo lo llaman ahora.
Balines.
No eran balines, porque eran grandecitos. Boloncas, los maules grandes.
Como cañones, solo que chiquito.
No, de los grandes. Eran de los maules grandes, así por así.
Coloca.
Boloncas, sí, así los conocí yo de chiquito, boloncas. Entonces metían la bala, metían ojo, y siempre andaban la pólvora en una bolsita, ¿va? Metían una cierta cantidad de pólvora, la varita para presionar todo, encendían la mecha, esperaban a que la mechita se consumiera, y esto, solo, y ya, y volvían a hacer el mismo proceso y así. O sea, no. Imagínense, y los cañones, peor todavía. Ustedes han visto, los que han visto caricaturas, que se mira que le ponen así como una mechita y así, así mero eran los cañones. Así mero. O sea, imagínense, va. No, hombre, imagínense, vaya, esos tiempos del tipo de arma con los tiempos de ahora. No, pues estaríamos diferentes en realidad. Okay, let's go to analyze the text. The text structure to tell Joseph Plum Martin story. The author uses a sequence of events they text structure. How does this text structure help you better understand Joseph's choice? The action. Okay, easy. Sorry, easy. It's a sequence. You have to understand the sequence. For example, first I do this, then I do that, and then I will do this. Okay? It's a sequence, people. It's just a sequence. Okay, let's see something. We already finished to read the pages 450, 452. What is this? Not this one. Okay. I will send this link. Okay. I will send this link because it will show you. Okay. I will enter to show you. Okay. It's only an exercise, people. Okay. It's only an exercise. Okay. Don't worry. Okay. About the definition of the words. Select the correct answer. Mimic. The word mimic means adjective operating or working in a way what results with a little weight effort in order to appear in a person and given. Concerning or affecting a particular person, show, newspaper, group. You didn't see it? Okay, wait. That one. Okay, you can see it. Okay, you're going to select one of these answers. 15. I really don't remember how many answers are. Okay, I really don't remember how many answers are. How many questions are? Really don't remember. 10. What do you think is the meme? Is the definition of mimic? To copy or exaggerate somewhere or something in order to make A, B, C,
Birdie.
or D.
D. Because
D.
It's just okay. Layer D, send some of you. Doesn't show me the results. Mocking the word is mocking mean blah 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 blah. I will send this link. Okay, I will send this link for you to enter and to do that. Okay, it's just to remember. It's just to practice. Let's do it now. Let's do it now. We have time. Let's do that. Okay, number 2. The word mocking means living or in a characteristic of farming country life in order to appear in a person to a given place and time to call or send for, to make fun, not real, pretended, to be without shortage. A, B, C, or D?
C,
C.
Letter C. Letter C. Very good. Number 3. Efficient. The word efficient means operating or working in a way that gets results with little waste effort to put into particular arrangement. To copy or exaggerate someone or something in order to make fun. The loud ringing of a bell to set bells of such tongue bells chimes carillon and ringing changes of such as of bells in a loud prolonged sound. A,
A,
B, or C, or D?
A,
A. Good. Number 4. The word personally means operating or working in a way that gets resolved with little weight effort, concerning or affecting a particular person. The loud ringing of a bell, of set bells, of set tones, blah, blah, blah. To make fun, not real, pretended. A, B, C, or D?
D, B,
D.
B,
B, the second.
yes,
Good. Lacked. To be without a shortage. Long and boring, don't worrisome. Operating or working in a way that gets resolved with little weight effort. Copy or exaggerate someone or something in order to make fun of a person who imitates another voice and mannerism for comedic effect. A, B, C, or D?
A, C,
A or
A,
B?
A,
A. Good. Very good. A. Okay. Number 6. The word rural. Living or characteristic of farming or country life. To make fun. Long and boring dull. A, B, C, or D.
A.
A.
The letter A.
Number 7, the word tedious means in order to appear in a person, given place and time, to put into a particular arrangement, long and boring, dull, wearisome, concerning or affecting a particular person, a short newspaper article about a particular person or group. What is tedious?
C.
Letter
C. C.
A,
C.
B, or C?
C.
C.
Good. The word organize means to put into a particular arrangement, to copy or exaggerate someone or something in order to make fun. The loud ringing bell in order to appear in person at given place at time. What do you think?
A.
A.
Good. The word summons means the loud ringing of a bell in order to appear in a person, operating or working in a way that gets results with little waste effort, living are characteristic of farming country life.
B.
B. C.
B.
B.
B or C?
B.
B.
Good. And the word to peel, to make fun, not real. Loud ringing bell, to put into a particular arrangement or living in a characteristic of farming a country life.
B.
Very
The
good.
letter B.
You see? 10 of 10. All the answers are right. Very good, people. So let me check the attendance list. Who's missing? Who's missing? Let's see. Andrea, but Andrea sent me an excuse. Cesar was in class, but sent me an excuse also. How many students I have in here? 22. Yes, those 22. So no missions today. Okay, guys, see you at 8:20, 8:20 or 8:30, no, 8:20 for science. We're going to discuss the experiment, okay? See you, bye-bye, take care, people.